stock market today analysis for November 30th, 2022, end of the month. We got the Nasdaq up 4.41%, S&P 500 up 3.09%, U.S. Treasury 10-year yield down 9.8 basis points, gold up 1.16%, Bitcoin up 3.67%, oil up 3.11%. Why is the market up? Apparently, the markets were more concerned with the remarks of Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. He eased tensions by implying, not stating, not guaranteeing, just implying that the next Fed rate hike will be smaller in magnitude. You know what's really moving the stocks nowadays? Maybe since 2008, I don't know exactly when, but compared to, let's say, 100 years of history, what's moving the stocks, quote unquote, nowadays is this. The Fed, financial, fiscal, monetary, whatever, all those different policies. It has much less to do with what's the fundamentals of the company. Is there talks of nuclear war? You know, nuclear Armageddon doesn't matter. All that matters is these rates are lower. Earnings. Still got earnings going on. Friday's going to be pretty light. And a variety of earnings. And it used to be that the earnings would really affect the market. It kind of did in the beginning of this earnings season, but not really doing too much. The nice thing about the StockTwits earnings calendar is that you got these like quote unquote bigger names outlined here. Then you can click on everything to see it. Costco. Depending on your trading investing strategy, you may or may not need to pay a lot of attention to earnings reports. If you do or don't, you know, that's on you. This is one area in your life where you can have some responsibility. As the areas that we are held accountable for become less and less, you know, take a little bit of bastion of accountability. Let's take a look at the VIX. VIX closed at 20.58 today. You see it had a larger range that got all the way up here. What is that? 2260 or something, but dropped down here. And as some of you might know, I've been experimenting with this volatility trade, selling call options based on the VIX, which you can watch that video. I'm not going to link to that one. I'm going to link to a different one because I got a different something else for you. But in general, if it might pique your interest, you know, when the VIX is up here, you basically selling call options. Put options. When the VIX is down here, you're selling call options. I'm testing that out with leaps, long-dated options. Look for that video in the playlist. I think it's like selling options with the VIX or something like that. It says something about VIX. But right now, I got a simulated trade. I sold a call option on crude oil. Should have closed this out for $100 yesterday, but I'm letting it ride to see what's going to happen. That has nothing to do with the VIX, particularly as far as this trade. This one, if you watch the video from yesterday, you see it was up a couple $100, and in one day lost quite a bit, but it's still profitable by $75. Amazon only $5 profitable at the moment. Citibank $38 profitable. Now this is not necessarily a volatility trade, but I bought a put option, I think right at the money, or I think kind of right at the money, and it's on Coinbase to see if it's going to drop anymore. Probably should have did that about 3 weeks before I did it right here, and that is in the negative by a little less than $200. Now H&R Block, that is one right here at the 4-minute and 50-second mark. There's going to be a video popping up here where you can watch when I put in the order for this. The video is about the beauty of put options, excuse me, the beauty of selling put options, cash secured put options. So basically, when you're selling a cash secured put option on a stock that you don't mind owning, the beauty is, see, all these other trades upon expiration, they're either going to be profitable or you're going to lose money. And there's a chance you might break even, but generally it's either profitable or lose money. But when you're selling a put option, a cash secured put option, meaning you have the money to fulfill the commitment you're making on a stock that you don't mind owning maybe the rest of your life if you had to, upon expiration, it does not matter what happens. You want to get a little more detail, or you want to see how I went through and did that? When this video is done, watch that video back at 4 minutes and 50 seconds. That got posted, I think, at around 10:15 a.m. today. You can watch that also at the end of this video, and I'll show you where you can get a little more information. But you know, this whole channel is full of information on the #1 strategy of selling cash secured put options on stocks you don't mind owning. At the end of this video, I'll show you how you can get a free download to help yourself select stocks to sell cash secured put options on, or just you know, help yourself select. Oh, there's that. Yeah, there is that. There's another video somewhere in here about selecting stocks. But yeah, you're just gonna have to go through and watch some of those videos. Man, I'm trying to make it as convenient as I can for you, but you know, what can I say? You know, I don't get paid 8 to 12 hours a day to make things convenient for you. I get paid to manage a small department of a business, and then this is just a little something I do on the side to have some fun. So Intel is profitable by 50 cents at the moment. Microsoft down by 260 bucks. I think that's a big change from yesterday. You can go back and watch the stock market today video from yesterday. Check those out. They changed. Netflix, boom, almost $500 in the red. Nvidia, a little over $100 in the red. SoFi, 50 cents. I think it was 50 cents profitable yesterday. SPX, man, I think it closed out at 480 profitable yesterday. Boom, went down. Right now I got a spread, credit spreads on SPY, and that one looks like it is in the negative. And this was, you know, I shorted one share of stock quite a while ago, and I just kind of forgot that I had it. Wasn't being real active in the simulated trading, and I just forgot about it. And so that's why I'm stuck with that at the moment. And Tesla, that one is in the red by almost 700 bucks. Now, most of these, the ones that I'm doing the volatility trade with, they're long dated. Most of them expire 2024, 2025. So I'm just kind of letting it ride out to see, you know, to test out the strategy. And I recommend that you do stuff like that too in a simulated trading account. Test them out. This was the first time that I tried this. So I just kind of haphazardly put it on, because what does it matter? It's fake money. You know, after I have one round of the strategy, then I'll start getting a little more, you know, dialed in. But that's the beauty of simulated trading is, you know, I was listening to a podcast today from the Rich Dad radio company, and Robert Kiyosaki was talking about how his rich dad told him back in the day when he wasn't closing sales, and he looked at his schedule and he's like, here's the problem. You're not failing enough, right? So simulated trading allows you to fail faster, and increase your learning rate by failing faster, learning what not to do, learning what works, fail faster, get yourself a simulated trading account. Nonetheless, VIX back down here in a 20. So a saying I heard for a long time, when the VIX is high, you buy. When the VIX is low, you go. Because when the VIX is high, that means stock market's low. When the VIX is low, that means the stock market's high. So right now, VIX showing us there's not a lot of fear in the market. It is called the fear meter, fear index, something like that. This is another way we can look at the stock market. This is a risk indicator, right? And it's the Dixie, which is looking at a variety of currencies, USD compared to some other currencies, excuse me. Woo, having a hard time talking today. Times the U.S. Treasury 10-year yield divided by 1.16 for some odd reason. I don't really know what that why it's done like that. But this is from the creator of it. It says, keep in mind that the MMRI measures market risk in real time by utilizing the current relative dollar index and the benchmark 10-year yield. So if you expect that the 10-year yield will climb along with dollar relative strength, the MMR will rise. If you believe that these will fall, so too would the MMRI. Many factors can play into this. For example, if geopolitical tensions rise, so will the MMRI. So right now, the MMRI has been pulling back. Back here in, was it September, October, somewhere around that time frame, it either got up to 300, it touched 300, it was an extreme risk. We've been cruising in high risk for quite a while. I think in August it was already in high risk, and it got pretty high, got up here to extreme, but it's pulling back, and so moving back. So it would be interesting to see if we can get down here into the low risk. Now I've seen in the past, I think the MMRI has been out for about 2 years, maybe going on 3, can't quite remember, but I remember a time when the MMRI was relatively new, and it was in the, I think it was here in the low, and stocks just tanked. And the creator of this was saying, hey, you know, we're in low risk. This is a buy the dip type of moment. So this can kind of give you a gauge of, hey, should you be buying the dip? Should you be a little cautious? And when it's just something you can work with, or you can just kind of not look at it. Whatever you feel like doing. I don't really give whatever. You can do whatever you want. Speaking of those treasury yields and all that type of stuff, here are treasury yields. Let's just take a quick look at these 52-week ranges. Now, about a month ago, all the treasuries were pushing the high of the 52-week range. A lot of them are pulling back now, but for some reason, this 13-week treasury, if you hear people talk, 13-week treasury is still holding this really close to the 52-week high. We see 5-year pulled back by 2.24%, 10-year pulled back by 1.20%, 30-year added a little bit. You know, when you hear people talking about the inversion of the yield curve and stuff, you know, maybe they're looking at the 10-year and the 30-year. Not exactly sure which ones they might be looking at, but definitely what they're talking about is when these short-term rates are higher than these long-term rates. So definitely in this case, for some reason, people are getting paid significantly more to lend for 13 weeks versus 30 years. And generally speaking, I guess when this happens, some economic disturbances kind of following. But, you know, I don't know if you need, I don't know what's going on in your neighborhood. But for me personally, for the last couple of years, I don't need any treasuries telling me that there's economic disturbance. All I need to do is look outside, talk to my neighbors, and listen to some news. And I can tell that there's some economic problems going on. SP 500, boom, look at that. Blasted up, closed, started below the 200-day moving average, blasted up above the 200-day moving average. What about the technology sector? Same thing. Boom, blasted up, right? Look at that. Price is pushing. No shadow on the top of that. Price is pushing right up to the top. Strong volume. Moving up. Healthcare. Boom, look at that. Blasting up. Well, price is not pushing all the way exactly up to the top, but I'm not sure if that matters in this case. But you can see a little tiny boob shadow on top of there. Financial sector. Ooh, look at that. Now what do we see here? Okay, opened here, sold off down here, but buying pressure came in. A little bit of showing you a little bit of a reversal, and they're not accepting these lower prices. Looks like there's prices pushing all the way up to the top. Consumer discretionary. Wow, look at that. Boom, pushing up. Industrials, same thing. How about IWM, small mid caps? Wow, look at that. Now we see a little bit of shadow on both sides. Open below that 200-day moving average, actually opened right above that 25-day moving average. Prices sold down below that 25-day moving average, but buyers said, no, these prices are too good. We're taking them. And the Qs, boom, same thing, huh? Why is the stock market moving up? Why is that? Well, maybe it's because of this. Maybe it's because, because the guy that debatably rules the world says, or at least the figurehead for people that might rule the world, says, hey, we're not going to raise rates as fast. Stock market don't care about earnings. Stock market cares about those rates. Is money going to be easy? You're gonna give us easy money? You're gonna flood the stock market with money? Hey, we'll buy. What happened to the dollar? Oh, dollar dropped down a little bit, but look, we're in this range, right? It hasn't broken this range yet. So it can bounce back and forth, and we're not up here anymore, right? We broke the 25-day moving average. We broke the 50-day moving average. We're hanging out above the 200-day moving average, and seems to be just hanging out here around that, catching this support right in this $28 area. So if the dollar drops a lot more, maybe we'll see these other assets rise up. We'll see what's going to happen. There's a lot of political stuff going on with the dollar. And 20-year treasury bond via TLT. It just kind of not looking too exciting, man. Give me some. Okay. All right, it's been moving up. And for a while, what's been happening is whatever TLT's been doing, the stock market's been doing the same thing. So all this time, TLT was going down, stock market going down. All this time, TLT moving up, seems like stock market moving up. And it seems to be in play with that at the moment. So what's going to happen with the S&P 500? Well, we see right now, we are definitely outside of that down the two sides of the downward channel. We're outside of that top side. Hey, it's looking pretty strong right now. Look at, we got this W right here, down, up, down, boom, and right hand side of definitely higher than the right hand side, which is good. So we want to see is this gonna stay out? Now, some of the things that are in play here is we're basically going into the holiday season, right? We just finished up with Thanksgiving. Now we're moving into Christmas. Then we're going to have New Year's. There's a lot of it's kind of like light trading. And I don't know if it's CEOs or CEOs of corporations, like retail corporations, or if it's banks or whatever. But I heard something, I've been hearing something for a couple of years about CEOs wanting stock prices at a certain price towards the end of the year so they can get paid these big bonuses. And so maybe we'll see that. Stock buybacks, who knows? Short covering rally, but we definitely see things going on. If you think about fundamentally what's going on in society, okay, we got a war going on over in Europe. We've had talk of nuclear war. We have in the U.S. we have a political discontent. We got people unhappy with people in their own country. We got a lot of tension going on. We got gas prices really high. We got food prices really high. We have, when I look around my local area, places that I used to eat at, they're not open anymore. Some are still open. Others have closed. Certain businesses have closed in the last 2 years or so. So does it seem like the economy is doing great? Does it seem like it's just a wonderful time where everybody's out feeling really economically strong? I mean, if you think that there's going to be a nuclear bomb going off, you feel like going out and buying a new TV or starting a new business? Well, maybe you do. I don't know. But to me, there seems to be a disconnect between what's going on in the quote-unquote real economy and what's happening here in the stock market, which hey, it's kind of exciting. I'm not hating the game. I'm playing the game here. I'm just trying to explain to you that there might be a disconnect. Don't necessarily think that everything is all gravy out in your backyard just because the stock market's moving up, even though maybe some people want you to think that. And if you want to think that, you do whatever you want. You do you. I don't give a beep. See what I'm saying? If you can't figure out 1 plus 1, that probably doesn't affect me too much. I'm more concerned about me figuring out 1 plus 1. So what I'm figuring right now is stock market is moving up. We see it's still moving up. And especially if it starts right now, it's right in there. It seems to be breaking out of that 406. I've been saying for a little while, like around the 407. Oh, close at 407, right? 407, 410, somewhere in there. We got to see what's going to happen. And then also down in this range about this like the 380 to like the 410, somewhere in there. Want to see what's going to happen. One thing that I've been saying is it might grind sideways. It might go out of the bear market, grinding sideways into a sideways market. And so we just have to kind of wait and see what happens. Towards the end of the year, there's a lot of just waiting. Hey, we got these midterm elections. Hey, we got this. We got earnings. We got this guy talking. And that's why I really just love, I love selling options. I really do. I love the investment style that I have, because I'll do some directional trades, but for the most part, for my portfolio, the way that I trade, it does not matter which direction the stock market goes. It really doesn't. I collect dividends, collect option premium. Sometimes I'll just take a directional trade. Once you really learn how to trade, it really frees you up from, the bondage of needing the stock market to go up to be profitable. Speaking of going up, look at crude oil. Look what's happened to crude oil over the last couple of days. We went down here and we tested 76. Now we're back up here in the 80. We'll see if it's going to break over this 80 range, because I see some prices overlapping here. I look to the left. I see that prices kind of got touched this area before, went up. It didn't really touch $80 right here, but came a little bit above it. Right here, it's a little bit touching it, had a hard time breaking through. And so over here, I know it's 80, 81. Yeah, whatever, it's in the low 80s. So let's see what's going to happen. At the moment, you see this candle is like, this one went up, sold off, couldn't break that 81, tested 81, couldn't do it. So let's see what's going to happen with that. Gold just kind of boom, gapped up a little bit. We see yesterday it tried and got pushed down here. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know if that has to do with the rates going down, gold going up. I thought it was, maybe that's what it is. But here we gotta see if it's gonna break above this 1080 mark. I like watching the price of gold, but I don't really trade gold. I'll trade some gold mining stocks and sell options on them and this type of thing. But I think that gold, silver, I think there's a lot of political stuff involved in it, and especially in the futures market, it's just not any way that I've looked at it to trade the futures. Not exciting. I'd rather trade some miners, get some dividends, sell some options on them, have a company, yada yada. Now Bitcoin, okay, we'll see what's going to happen. It broke above that 20-day moving average, and we are above 17,000 at the moment. And we'll see what's going to happen. This would not shock me. Like going sideways here, breaks above 20,000, stays above 20,000 for a while, then boom, drops. So it wouldn't shock me if it rallies up a little bit, stays above that, and it drops back down. But we will see. For me, doesn't matter. The state that I live in does not give me the freedom to trade Bitcoin easily. I guess I could do it on 1 or 2 crypto exchanges, but good thing I never did, because you see how those are just falling apart right now, running some straight up Ponzi scheme fraud like things. And maybe your boy SBF is just going to walk away scot-free. So Yeah, so I'm glad I never put my money in there, but nonetheless, through Tastyworks or through some other things, it seems like the state of Hawaii does not consider me as a 46-year-old man to be responsible enough with my own money. But that's what happens when you live in the nanny state of Hawaii. And so what can you do? And you can paper trade. You got to paper trade. You don't have to, but fail faster. Fail faster. Test stuff out. Don't fail with your real money. Fail with this fake money. Figure out what works for you. Test out through paper trading. Get yourself a simulated trading account. I like using the Thinkorswim platform. Originally, I was doing a lot of trading through Tastyworks. And then I opened this Thinkorswim because of the simulated trading. And I've kind of navigated, I kind of migrated almost all my trading over to Thinkorswim. One thing I like about TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is that you can have a debit card hooked up to your TD Ameritrade account. And it's not a bank, so it doesn't update as fast and these type of things. So if you're not good at accounting and following your books, you should probably watch this. But one thing they say about that's good about Bitcoin is for transferring money. Well, you know what? Transferring money through a brokerage account could work too, right? Let's say if this is your real account. You got where's your cash? We got cash in here of a little bit over 200,000. Can have a debit card hooked up to that. You need to buy some Starbucks, need to buy some gas. Just take it straight out of that. Let's say your good buddy Brent wants to move from Hawaii over to, let's say, Montana. So I transfer all my money into my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim brokerage account. I got my debit card hooked up. I shut my bank account down in Hawaii. I hop on an airplane. Need to buy some lunch at the airport. I use my debit card. Now, me personally, I'm not the best. I'm not a trained accountant, but I'll tell you what, I'm constantly logging in and monitoring. So if I spend $10, that stuff's getting recorded. I'm keeping my receipts. It's recorded. Good buddy Brent is going to know exactly how much money is wherever it is and when it's coming out. And so once I get over to Montana, I open up a new bank account. I link up my TD Ameritrade, bank with it, boop, and I transfer some funds over there. Don't need to play around with PayPal. Don't need to play around with FTX, and those type of companies that seem to be scandalous in one way or another. Now, maybe TD Ameritrade's going to come out with some crazy scandals too. I don't know, but at this point they haven't. And so that's why I like. The only thing that's I don't really like about this is they don't really have any good affiliate program. This one has affiliate program, but honestly, I'm never leaving links to get this affiliate in here because how can I I'm not a Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't have an easy time lying to people, and this is what I'm enjoying using more, so I'm not going to be promoting this one. I got a Webull account. I don't really enjoy it. I enjoy this. I'm in two different programs, kind of like trading schools. Both of them use this. None of them are using the other ones. They're both sophisticated investors. They're using Thinkorswim. So I'm going to use Thinkorswim. And unfortunately, I don't have some referral code for you. If you want to use Thinkorswim, go get it. You want to use Tastyworks, go get it. You want to use Robinhood, whatever, get it. Just make sure it has some. Just make sure you have some simulated trading somewhere. And to close this off, go to iofsuccess.com. Download this cash secured put stock selection guide. This is not going to tell you exactly. This is a guide, right? It's a guide to selecting. And download this so you have a bit of a framework. There's also a video somewhere on my channel that talks about selling put options in a small account or something like that. But it shows you how to use Yahoo Finance free stock screener. Use this in combination with that video, set up a screener, do stuff in your price range, consider the things that I talked about. You can also get this one. This is not the only 3 stocks that I sell cash secured put options on, but there are 3 stocks I've been selling cash secured put options on for years. I like them. You know, I switch them out sometimes, but these are ones that I always go back to for some reason or another. Sooner or later, you might want to at least have at least a 1-sentence definition of what the option Greeks are. If so, you got this quick cheat sheet here. I'll tell you what, if you follow this idea of selling cash secured put options on stocks that you don't mind owning, and no matter what happens at expiration, you just take the stock and you're going to keep the stock, you're going to sell it later via selling covered calls, whatever. There's a way to trade where you really don't need to use the Greeks too much, but it depends on how sophisticated you want to get, like what type of trading you want to do at some point with options. Unless you're just going to do that very basic wheel strategy, real basic, at some point you want to at least, I would say even if you're doing the wheel strategy, at least knowing what theta, delta, vega, gamma, at least knowing like what it is. Maybe not so much how to use it, but at least knowing, you know, okay, gamma is this, you know, and even though you might not be able to implement it and get some real life tangible result with it, at least you can, you know, pair it off a definition. And one of my favorites, because it was my first one, 3 underused tactics to transform your financial results. These are not directly related to the stock market. There's 3 different things that that if you implement them and your focus is on financial results, these things will help you through creativity, through just getting your body working better. And the last one, it is financial, and it is the hardest one to implement. There's no way that you can just spend money and have that last one in. The last one, depending on what habits you already have established, this one might be really, really hard for you. So if you are able to implement this one into your life, as I have, it was not easy. It took me a long time to kind of change my habits to be able to implement that 3rd one in. But the peace of mind that it brings, I would say you'll be, I don't know, depends where you live, right? You might be 1 out of 100 people. You might be 1 out of 1,000. You might be 1 out of 50. I'll tell you what though, this is a lower amount of population that implement number 3 into their lives. So download that, see if you're up for that, and don't be embarrassed if it takes you a year to get that done. You guys have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later.